Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the thousands listening locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to Shetler!
Yeah, it is time. Are you ready to Shetler? Whatever being ready to Shetler is. Hey, good morning to you on this Monday. Welcome into a morning wake-up brought to us by our sponsor, Stam Garden Center and Nursery in Oskaloosa. Experience the color at Stam's. They are open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Closed on Sundays. So get in there to Stam's, experience the color. They've got what you need for flowers, for plants, for some decorations, all kinds of great stuff at Stam's. They bring us our morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. And of course, we always broadcast from the Oski Dental Studios, where you can schedule your appointment with Dr. Schuster or Dr. Drawn, as they are accepting new patients. Oski Dental will also file all your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider located at 902 South 17th in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental at 641-673-4845, bringing us our Oski Dental Studios here on the morning wake up. Oh, let's see here. So much to get to today. Earlier this morning, we posted our This or That. Just scroll back through your timeline just a little bit and see the This or That brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty in Sigourney. Our This for today is corn on the cob, or that, French fries, For me, it depends on the time of the year and what I'm eating. You know, you get into July, and you're wanting some corn on the cob here in Iowa. So if it's July or like August, or somewhere in that time frame, give me some corn on the cob. Otherwise, my side would probably be French fries throughout most of the year. So yeah, if I had to choose, I'm going with that. But you can comment on that post. Again, just find that a little bit earlier today on the timeline here on Facebook. Coming up later on today at noon, we will put up our question of the day. It's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main in Sigourney. Call or text at 641-622-3772. If you could only follow one sports team, who would it be? What do you think? I mean, a lot of us like a variety of different sports and sports teams, but if you could only follow one, who would it be? Now, me, as much as they drive me crazy, Hawkeye football. I'm going with Iowa Hawkeye football. That's the one team I would follow if I had to follow one sports team. So you can let us know. Again, that'll be posted at noon today, as always, for our question of the day, brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa. You know what we haven't even talked about yet? That's because I totally forgot to bring up this image. Give me just 1 second. We're going to take a look at our forecast because that's, that's usually what we start with here on the Morning Wake Up. So let's do that up next. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney at 105 South Jefferson. Give Cindy a call at 641-622-3191. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon. Today, areas of frost before 9 a.m. Otherwise, increasing clouds, breezy today, but nice, a high of 68 degrees. Wind gusts could get as high as 35 miles per hour. Tonight, some chances of showers more towards the morning hours. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a low of 50 tonight, and south winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour. For your Tuesday, a 30% chance of some showers in the morning. Otherwise, cloudy, gradually becoming sunny tomorrow. Breezy, 69. Clear and breezy tomorrow night, a low of 39. And then sunshine and 61 on Wednesday. So nice temps for the first half of this week, but very windy and some off and on chances of some rain. Right now, looking at our current conditions, now we do have a frost advisory that remains in effect until 8 a.m. this morning. That's for portions of north central, northwest, west central Illinois, east central, northeast, and southeast Iowa, and northeast Missouri till 8 a.m. Outside vegetation could have some frost causing a little bit of damage there. Sensitive outdoor plants could be killed off. But again, your frost advisory till 8 a.m. this morning for southeast Iowa. Along with that, we do have humidity right now at 62%. Winds are south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The barometer at 30.10, and right now we have 38 degrees in southeast Iowa. Your weather brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney. Last night, we put up our weekly top 20. Let's take a look at that. And that is for our most engaged followers on Steve Shetler Media Facebook for this past week. Now, look who's back at number 1. Alan Sellers. If you couldn't tell from the picture, that is Alan dressed up back in high school during a skit. And Alan was a high school cheerleader, as were a bunch of other guys at the time. So that's Alan Sellers back in high school dressed as a cheerleader for your picture. Alan, he dominated this weekly top 20 here a few months ago when we started this. And now he has returned. The king has returned to his throne. Number 1 most engaged fan is Alan Sellers. Your top 10, as you can see there, Alan is number 1. Dodie, Dan, Lacey, Bruce, Chad, Dave, Chad, Nancy, and Nick. Now, my wife, what happened to my wife? Where'd she go? She was number 2 on this list last week, and now she's not even in the top 20. I got to tell my wife, Stacy, to get with it. She dropped the ball this week, so maybe she'll come roaring back next week. But nobody could touch Alan this week. He's our number 1 fan on Steve Shetler Media Facebook. Coming up later on this week, we'll have we usually call it the Iowa Music Showcase. This week, we're actually going to expand that and call it the Midwest Country Showcase, as we've got Minnesota's Anderson Daniels coming in to Barnwired this Friday from 11:30 to noon. Anderson, he has some great songs and has been nominated and won several Midwest Country Music Organization awards over the last few years. He's one of those rising artists here in the Midwest. I know he's been expanding his territory as well. I know he's been spending some time in Texas and doing a lot of great things. But Anderson Daniels coming to Sigourney on Friday from 11:30 to noon at Barnwired. So make sure you check that out in person. Be part of our live studio audience, or just watch it right here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So Anderson Daniels on the way this Friday for our formerly Iowa Music Showcase. It's the Midwest Country Music Showcase this week here on Steve Shetler Media. As always, on Saturday morning, we always go over to Brothers Market for the sports section, and I believe we're going to have a North Mahaska morning this coming Saturday morning. Some of our athletes from North Mahaska, New Sharon will be coming to Brothers Market in Sigourney this Saturday, so tune in then. Do we have anything else going on that I'm overlooking right now? I don't believe so. Let's take a peek at some of our community calendar events. I want to put some spotlight and shine the light on the women's retreat. That'll be coming up this Saturday from 9:30 to 2 at the Christian Church in Sigourney. A women's retreat, sisters retreat, whatever you want to call that. That'll be at the Christian Church in Sigourney coming up on Saturday. As we've been talking about, we've got the English Valley's Junior Senior High School Community Service Day set for this Wednesday from 8:30 to 12:30. If you need more information on that, hit up the English Valley's High School or give them a call, 319-664-3632. And then, a little ways off, coming up in June, will be the Keota Fun Days. Might want to mark that on your calendar, June 14th and 15th, with the Fun Days Parade and all the stuff that goes on there with Keota Fun Days. So that is a look at some of our events on the community calendar. Let's jump into today's birthdays, our celebrity birthdays. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you and you and you. Let's see here. Birthdays for today, we've got actor Jack Nicholson. He is our old fart for the day. Jack, turning 87 years old. You can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson, 87. So many movies, so many great roles. Jack Nicholson, 87 years old today. Other birthdays, celebrity birthdays, singer-guitarist Peter Frampton is 74 years old today. Got actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan. You know him from The Walking Dead, Supernatural, Grey's Anatomy. 58 years old for Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Actress Cheryl Lee, known for her role as Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks, 57 years old. Reality star Willie Robertson from Duck Dynasty is 52. We've got actress Amber Heard, turning 38. Football player Marshawn Lynch, turning 38. And rap singer Machine Gun Kelly is 34 years old. Those are your celebrity birthdays. On this date, which today is April 22nd, as we continue to buzz right on through April, on this date in 1864, Congress voted to include the phrase, "In God We Trust," on all U.S. currency back in 1864. It was on this date in 1885, every student in Nebraska City, Nebraska, planted a tree in honor of the first official Arbor Day. Plant a tree for your tomorrow. It was on this date in 1970, the very first Earth Day was celebrated. And today, 1976, Barbara Walters became the first female nightly network news anchor with Harry Reasoner on ABC TV. Barbara, back in 1976. Today, on the National Day calendar, it's National Jelly Bean Day. I like some jelly beans. I don't know why I said it that way, but I did. It's National Girl Scout Leaders Day, and it's National Earth Day. It can't just be National Earth Day. It's got to be like World Earth Day, doesn't it? It has to be Earth Day. Before we get into things you need to know, let's go ahead and pay some bills here. Let's thank our sponsor, our headline sponsor for the Morning Wake Up, which is Stam Garden Center.
Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
As spring brings warmer weather each year, dinners typically begin to include main courses that are lighter and spicier than those we eat in winter. They may include spicy Mexican, Asian stir-fries, and other flavorful spicy foods. A white wine rarely has enough body to stand up to the stronger flavors of a spicy dish, and a red wine has too much body and will frequently accentuate the spice to unpleasant levels. A fizzy light red like Oski Fasanti Red from Tassel Ridge Winery will have sweetness and fizz that will balance the spice. Oski Fasanti Red is semi-sweet and fruity, with cherry and citrus on the nose and sweet cherry and candied fruits on the palate. It's an excellent complement to spicy foods. Of course, you can just chill it down and drink it while celebrating.
We are back on the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. It's brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery, and we do thank Oski Dental, where we broadcast live from the Oski Dental Studios each weekday morning. Let's get caught up on some good mornings. Dan Adams was first in line for a good morning. We also thank you, Dixie. Good morning, Dodie, Nancy, Tracy, Cindy, Dan Schuster, Amber, Sandy, Sherry, Bubby, and Molly all hanging out this morning. I'm sure there's more of you out there as well, so thank you for tuning in to the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. It is time for Things You Need to Know. Oh yeah, come on. Things you need to know, Taylor Swift. Of course, she put out her new album yesterday. All the Swifties going crazy. The Tortured Poets Department. Doesn't that sound a lot like Dead Poets Society from back in the day? The Tortured Poets Department. Her 11th album dropped on Friday, in case you didn't know. Initially, 16 songs were included, but then she added a bonus 15 extra tracks under the banner of the Tortured Poets Department, the Anthology. 31 songs in all. It's already breaking streaming records. Everybody listening and loving Taylor Swift. Other things you need to know. Well, if you're a fan of the shows So Help Me Todd and CSI Vegas, sad news. Both of those have been canceled by CBS. How about this? Things you need to know. Back in 2013, 37% of drinks sold at Starbucks were cold. Now, that has basically doubled to 75% of drinks ordered and sold at Starbucks are now cold drinks. Through the rest of the year, some food news. Wendy's is giving away an order of French fries. Kind of goes in with our this or that for today. Giving away French fries any size when you order anything on their app or website on Fridays. So if you're a fan of Wendy's or eating out, you might want to do that on Fridays with the Wendy's app and get some free fries. Other things, the daughter of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, Suri Cruise, just turned 18. But she won't have anything to do with her dad because of his involvement with Scientology. So a definite rift there with Tom Cruise and his daughter. Friends say that Lady Gaga is talking about a wedding after being caught on camera recently with a giant rock on her finger. Tech entrepreneur Michael Polanski is said to be the lucky guy. So Lady Gaga might be getting married. Sounds like she's going to be getting married. Other things you need to know. One effect of the recent eclipse. Music. Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun, which I used on a Steve Shetler Media reel for the eclipse, briefly topped the Billboard music chart. So that song came out probably, 25, 30 years ago, going back to number one recently for the eclipse. Cool stuff there. The Dollar Tree. They are no longer the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree raising prices again. The cheapest items are soon to be $1.50, if they're not already. So it's, in reality, the $1.50 tree. And then also today, things you need to know. New customers helped American Express's first quarter profits jump by 34%. So people putting it on their American Express card here recently. Let's do this thing. Today's Impossible.
It's impossible.
Question. Today's impossible question. On average, it's about 101 degrees Fahrenheit. What do you think it could be? On average, your hint here. On average, it's about 101 degrees Fahrenheit. What do you think it could be? It is a typical shower. So when you're showering, it's usually about 101 degrees. It's pretty warm. You don't really think about that, but yeah, you take a hot shower. Let's get into the weird.
That is weird.
In some weird, a giant prehistoric snake, longer than a school bus, slithered around what is now India 47 million years ago. Now, I don't know who was around 47 million years ago to measure the snake, but that's according to some new research. The extinct snake may have been one of the largest to have ever lived. Based on the size of the preserved vertebrae that they found, the researchers estimated that the snake would have been 36 feet to 50, anywhere from 36 to 50 feet in length, based on two different calculation methods, with a broad and a cylindrical body. So that is one big snake that was on Earth a long time ago. I'm glad we don't have snakes that big anymore. In some other weird news, let's see here. There is what they're calling a cow cuddling internship program. Would you like to cuddle cows? That's going on this summer. This internship for a company called Harvest Hosts offers an opportunity for passionate individuals to immerse themselves in the therapeutic practice of cuddling with cows and mini cows while contributing to their well-being. Again, this is with something called Harvest Hosts. If you want to cuddle cows this summer, they've got an internship for you. Some other weird news. Several students and adults participated in an hours-long walkout from Utah's Mount Nebo Middle School last week. The reason for the protest? Furries. What is a furry? Do you know what a furry is? It's basically a student, a kid that thinks and acts like they're a cat or an animal. They say there's somebody that says furry is a fandom, according to a news report. This person says, we don't think that we're animals. Now, students who walked out expressed some of their grievances, even calling for the expulsion and banning of the furries. The students said there are attacks from the furries every day. The students said they were unsure of how many furries there actually are at the school. The school's furry population is accused of biting, scratching, spraying air freshener on, barking at, and chasing other students. Now, the school says that there is a lot of inaccurate information, but evidently a lot of these students and the teachers have had enough of this ridiculousness and staged a walkout the other day. I don't blame them. If you're a furry, then you get to live outside and eat the, cat food or dog food, and get to go to the vet, get your rabies shots. Furries. In other news, things you need to know: the Philadelphia Eagles' run to the Super Bowl won't be forgotten anytime soon. Here was a couple years ago. Jason Kelce, though, has lost a rather valuable piece of memorabilia for that win in a vat of chili. This is true. On his podcast, again, this is Jason Kelce, revealed that he lost his Super Bowl Let's see here. In a competition between athletes and academics involving a game wherein competitors dove into pools of Skyline chili. And he had his Super Bowl ring on and lost it in the chili. He thinks it's probably in a landfill somewhere in Ohio right now, in Cincinnati. So if you happen to be going through the garbage in Cincinnati, keep an eye out for Jason Kelce's Super Bowl ring. Let's see here. Got a couple more weird news stories. Animal rescuers suspected the worst when they encountered a pair of black vultures in what's described as very rough shape earlier this month. Turns out, though, that the vultures had basically gotten drunk on some fermented fruit, and that's why they were acting so funny. So they just needed to get some fluids and be tucked in overnight to get rid of their hangover. Some vultures drunk recently. How about Metallica? You know, I love me some Metallica. Metallica's frontman James Hetfield has a new tattoo, which includes some of Lemmy Kilmister's ashes in a suitably rock and roll tribute to the former lead singer of Motorhead. Let's bring this up so you can see who I'm talking about. You got James Hetfield on the left and Lemmy on the right. In an Instagram post, James Hetfield showed off the Ace of Spades design etched on his middle finger. The ink is mixed with a portion of the remains given to Hetfield after the rocker Lemmy died from cancer back in 2015. James Hetfield says, quote, "A salute to my friend and inspiration. Without him, there would be no Metallica." Now, Hetfield added that the tattoo, designed by prominent tattoo artist Corey Miller, is meant so, quote, "he is still able to fly the bird at the world." So, James Hetfield of Metallica using some of Lemmy's ashes in a tattoo on his middle finger so he can flip the bird in honor of Lemmy. Rock and roll. And then finally today, in some weird news, the Boeing company has set its sights on bringing flying cars to Asia by the year 2030. They're citing the company's chief technology officer, Todd Citron. The media added that the U.S. Aircraft manufacturer intends to venture into the industry to cater to the demand for efficient transportation in the congested cities of Asia. So, flying cars, that is in the works with Boeing in Asia by 2030. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder today, you know, never a good idea to try to buy your fast food by trading some drugs. A jury has convicted a man accused of threatening a Burger King worker who refused drugs as payment for the food. Eugene Robertson, 40 years old, was found guilty on multiple counts, including 8 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of reckless endangerment in relation to a 2022 crime spree. Robertson ordered food at an Aurora Burger King, but when he pulled up to the drive-thru window, he tried to pay for his meal with drugs. I wonder how much or how many drugs he was trying to use to pay for the fast food. I mean, what, like $10, $15? Hey man, take some weed for my Burger King. I don't know. Yeah, stupid people. Let's do something that will possibly make you smile. It's brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions. If you're searching for a dentist in Sigourney, call Dr. Stacy Freeze at 641-622-2669. They are accepting new patients at Lifetime Dental Solutions. Dr. Stacy Freeze in Sigourney, and something to make you smile.
Something that makes you smile.
And in something to make you smile today, there's nothing quite like a mother's instinct and a quick-thinking mom's act of heroism at a Taco Bell drive-thru saved an 11-week-old who had stopped breathing. Natasha Long pulled up to the Taco Bell just outside of Philadelphia with her son Miles on Saturday afternoon when she heard him struggling to breathe and got out to check, only to find he was blue and lifeless. Not good. Taco Bell manager Becky Arbaugh told Good Morning America that while working the lunch rush, quote, I heard a scream and then someone yelled out, call 911, the baby isn't breathing. So this Taco Bell manager then threw her headset and ran outside to the child. The mom was panicked, the manager told the mom to give her the child, the baby, and then performed CPR to save the young child's life. So good news there. All is well. In fact, the store manager says that the mom sent her a Facebook friend request. They're now friends on Facebook and continue to keep in contact. So that Taco Bell manager saving that baby's life in Pennsylvania. Something to make you smile. Brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions. What do we got here? I think I passed something. I think I passed up the moment of duh. We can't forget today's duh.
Duh.
In some duh today, Tesla has been ordered to recall nearly 4,000 of its Cybertrucks due to an accelerator pedal that can stick in place when pressed down. Now, the cause is weird. The cause is soap. They say an unapproved change introduced lubricant soap to aid in the component assembly of the pad on the accelerator pedal. And that has caused the issues making the accelerator stick, which is not a good thing. Unlike many Tesla recalls, this one cannot be fixed with a simple over-the-air software update. Tesla will have to have owners respond to letters and bring the vehicles into service centers for a repair at no charge. So look out for those Cybertrucks from Tesla. Let's wrap this up with some box office numbers. Did you go to a movie this weekend? Probably not, because it looks like most people didn't. Money at the box office continues to be down. Civil War, which I saw last weekend, is a good movie and worth seeing. Civil War is staying at number one. It brought in $11.1 million for the weekend. But again, $11.1 million a few years ago would barely even get you in the top 10. Now it's the number one movie. So Civil War is number one. Abigail debuts at number 2 with $10.2 million. Godzilla vs. Kong at number 3. Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare debuts at number 4 with just $9 million. Wow. Spy Family Code is at number 5. Kung Fu Panda 6. Ghostbusters 7. Dune 8. Monkey Man at 9. And The First Omen at 10. So, again, slow numbers at the box office. Let's take a look at our weekend, or not our weekend weather, but our week weather ahead. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney. Today, some frost advisory till 8 a.m. Otherwise, increasing clouds today, a high of 68, breezy southwest winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour. So it will be windy, but at least it'll be nice and sunny and nice temps outside today, too. We do thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery in Oskaloosa for sponsoring our morning wake-up. You can experience the color at Stam's Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. They are closed on Sundays. And, of course, we broadcast from the Oski Dental Studios, 641-673-4845 at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. Coming up today here on Steve Shetler Media, video-wise, we'll have In Remembrance Of at 8 a.m. this morning. We'll get an encouraging word from Kevin Hempel during the 5 o'clock hour. We'll have Successful Farming at 5:30. We'll get to Real Talk with Aaron Fleming and myself at 6:30. We'll have Cards Subject to Change, talking pro wrestling at 7. And, of course, all of our other fun stuff that we do on Steve Shetler Media Facebook. So that'll do it for our morning wake-up. You guys have a great Monday. I'll see you back here on Tuesday at 7 a.m.